we got Tim Aiden on the line from Black Shoe Diaries, SB Nation. It's becoming a situation in which, as we discussed before we started to record, recruiting continually getting pushed back in regards to it being very understandable that these student athletes don't want to commit until they actually go to campus and can see the campus firsthand. We have a dead period that runs through May 31st that's expected to be lifted, although we don't know exactly that that's going to be the case. But a big recruiting weekend coming up for Penn State for a class that James Franklin's off to a great start, 3rd in the Big Ten, 7th in the country.
Yeah, so as of right now, Penn State's anticipating having a bunch of in-person official visits the weekend of June 11th. And it's going to be, as far as I know, I think all of the current 2022 commits are going to be there, including guys like Caden Saunders. He's, the 4-star kid out of Westerville, Ohio, 5'10" receiver, very speedy. He's a guy who actually was a 3-star initially and blew up, and then was getting offers from the likes of Notre Dame and SEC schools, what have you. Notre Dame, I know, is making a huge push for him, but it sounds right now he's pretty solid with Penn State, and especially that's because about a month ago, Penn State landed a big time quarterback commitment in Drew Aller out of Ohio, 6'5", like 220 pounds, big guy, but he just seems to effortlessly just sling the rock all over the yard. He just seems like the kind of recruit that's the kind of quarterback who can take your team over the top. And in Penn State's case, over the top means to not just win a Big Ten championship, they've done that, but to break into the playoff, which is something they have yet to do. And then you look at the teams that have been winning national championships lately, like, Bama, Clemson, what have you, or teams that make the playoffs, I should say. I mean, the one thing in common they all share is they've got a stud quarterback who can, when push comes to shove, he can carry that team, to a win. So, Drew Aller seems like that kind of guy. And I don't say this at all as a knock on the other quarterback commit, Bo Perbula, also a 4-star kid out of Pennsylvania. I think having both of them in the same class it's going to be great competition going forward for the quarterback room. But yes, all of those, all the 2022 kids are expected to be up that weekend in June 11th, and it's gonna be nice. So I'll be able to see each other in person for once instead of just talking over Zoom or FaceTime, what have you. So it's another, and hopefully it's, that, the NCAA just lets the current dead period expire so that can happen. Just be one of another many steps towards that gradual return to normalcy